I want to get back into our look at key seats around the country now, and let's head west and focus on the seat of Swan. It's named after the river, of course, running through Perth, and it covers Perth's southeastern suburbs. It's the government's most marginal seat in WA. It's held by the outgoing Liberal MP Steve Irons since 2007. He's left a 3.2% margin to be protected there. Kristy McSweeney is running for the Libs. She started her career in news and current affairs, well known to Sky News viewers. She moved to Canberra and worked in government roles for the coalition. She's up against local engineer Zanita Mascanis. She's the Labor's candidate. She declined an invitation to come on the show, but I'm pleased to say Kristy McSweeney joins us now. Thanks for joining us, Kristy. Steve Irons was a popular and well-regarded local candidate, so he's left you a margin of 3.2% to protect, but it's hard, isn't it, for you coming in as a new face, given he was quite well-known and popular?
Look, of course, Steve's been my shadow for about 7 months, Chris, since I've been on the hustings here. I run a small business. I have 4 people who I pay and do in the middle of the night my BAS and my tax, like many other small businesses around Australia. So I've been navigating that, but for 7 months that has been on hold, and I've been out with Steve Irons in the electorate of Swan. And you and I both know that we are never likely to see a 5-term marginal seat MP in Australia defending a margin of under 3%. In fact, Swan's gone up from 2.7 to 3.2 at this election. So Steve Irons has held it for 5 terms at a margin less than that. He is a hero of conservative politics in this country, and you won't hear that from the ABC or The Age, but he is, and we need to recognise that in conservative politics. We'll never see it again. The good work of Steve Irons is a legacy that I'm so proud to have with me and so proud to be able to continue. Well,
what are the issues that are really resonating with WA voters? We know that Mark McGowan's very popular for what I would see as really paranoid and heavy-handed pandemic measures that are now coming down. Do you tell your local voters that you support McGowan's approach, or do you suggest that the Liberals might have been a little bit more free?
Look, people are really now starting to see the workforce shortages and the economic prohibitiveness of some of those decisions that were probably taken too far over a point in time. But everywhere we go in Swan, people know that the state Labor government is responsible for certain things, and they know that the Morrison government is responsible for things like keeping our borders tight and secure, national defence, our economy. People in the East, Chris, and you and I know this, and we'll have a laugh about this from time to time, like to say that Swan is an inner city electorate. It is close to the city, but because we have a lower population in Western Australia, the majority of voters in Swan work in the outer suburbs, in transport, logistics, in freight, in manufacturing services, supply chain. Every export that comes out of Western Australia goes through Swan, and every truck carrying those exports goes through Swan to a heavy haulage depot. Those people are employing apprentices through the extended support of the Boosting Apprenticeships Commencement Scheme. Anyone who wants a job can have one, and they've got one. And guess what? Those apprentices are buying houses or building houses. So Swan is an outer suburban industrial manufacturing base. Not everyone who lives here is drinking Chardonnay in South Perth, Chris, I can tell you that. It's a pretty small percentage of who lives and works in Swan, and they know who's given them JobKeeper, who keeps the freight going and who keeps the trucks on the road, and they know that that's the Morrison government.
And not that there's anything wrong with a bit of Margaret River Chardonnay. Good luck, Kristy. Thanks for joining us.